What's up, dudes? So I originally filmed this video in like February, and then a whole bunch of fun life stuff happened, and I never got around to editing it, which is why you're seeing it in September. When I filmed all of this footage, this foundation was still like the talk of the town, so I really wanted to try it. I couldn't decide for a long time if I was actually going to finish editing the video and upload it at all, but I eventually decided to. If you're still interested in watching the video, I would super appreciate it. I love you guys. Yeah. Hopefully you still find the video enjoyable. And that's it. Yeah. Enjoy. See you later. Howdy, folks. Today I'm gonna be trying out a foundation, skin tint, essence, whatever. For lack of a better classification, I'm gonna call it a foundation. But this is something that I actually saw on TikTok, and it kind of inspired me to buy it and check it out, because I really liked the things that people were saying about it. So, today I'm going to be trying out the Covergirl Simply Ageless Skin Perfector Essence. I got this in the lightest shade, number 10, Fair, because I'm a pale lady. And I was really liking the things that people were saying about it online, that it was, it felt really skin-like. It offered some decent coverage, but not super heavy, that it looked very skin-like on their skin, that it left their skin feeling plump and hydrated, and it didn't dry them out. For me, as a dry skin person, these are all words that I love. So, decided to try it out. I have seen this in the store before, but I don't know. The way those little beads are like suspended in the other liquid, it just didn't seem to me like it would offer very much coverage. But apparently, looks can be very deceiving, because a lot of people said that this is a very good drugstore dupe for, I think it's a Chanel foundation that looks very similar. It has those little pigment beads that are suspended in like a serum-y kind of liquid. So there was only one negative review I ever saw about this. The rest of them were very positive, so I decided to try it out. I bought this off Amazon, and I got it for $21, I think. I'm very excited to see how it does on my dry skin. So, like I said, this is the Covergirl Simply Ageless Skin Perfector Essence. It has 0.5% bakuchiol. It is a Hydro Fresh tint. On the back, it says, Simply Ageless Skin Perfector Essence. Skincare and makeup hybrid with micro-droplet technology. Pigmented capsules blend easily to distribute an even tint and improve tone. Improve tone. Complexion looks plump, refreshed, and more youthful. Clean and vegan formula, dermatologically tested. Does it have directions? It does. Directions: blend between fingers or with a brush to activate tinted micro droplets and then apply onto face. So, one thing I did notice when I was watching reviews, some people blended it with their fingers onto their face, like they applied it just using their hands, and some people used a brush. I've opted for a brush today because I like a more buffed in look. There were a couple people who said that applying it with their fingers left streaks. So I'm going to blend it onto my hand with my fingers, kind of warm it up and burst those droplets first, and then I'm going to use a brush to apply it onto my face. Normally when doing foundation, I do typically prefer to use a sponge, but the instructions say use brush, or fingers, so I'm going to go for a brush. Ah, there we go. Alright, I'm going to get my hair out of the way. Here is a look at my skin before I've applied anything. My skin has been looking pretty good lately, actually. I do have the usual redness. I get red blotches on my face. I have pretty decent dark circles, and I have a couple spots here, and just your average everyday expression lines and wrinkles. So we're gonna see how this does covering up that kind of shenanigans. Alright. Oh, I didn't say to shake it, so I'm not gonna shake it. Okay, that was like a really lame pump, so I'm gonna do another one. I'm gonna start out small. You can always build up. That's what it looks like. Really weird. So I'm gonna just warm this up with my finger, kind of blend everything together a bit. I can kind of see as those like pigment bubbles are starting to burst. I don't know if you can kind of see it. It's the pigment separates from the liquid. It kind of looks like water on oil. So I'm going to pick it up on my brush. There we go. And do this side of my face first. Ooh. I'm just really trying to get it under the eyeball there. Because when I do reviews and such, I don't apply any products underneath the foundation. I do skincare, but I don't apply any primers or anything underneath the foundation that I'm reviewing. And I don't apply any other products like setting sprays or powders or anything on top of the foundation, because I don't want anything to mess with how the makeup wears on my skin all on its own. Alrighty, so there's half my face. You can definitely tell a difference. I would say this is closer to a light medium. There was this one person who reviewed this product who, on TikTok, who tried to build this up over a little textured area on their cheek, and it didn't seem to layer too well on top of itself, so I am not gonna do that. I don't feel like I need it, honestly. I'm just gonna leave it as is because I'm really liking the way it looks right now. It has covered my skin really well. You could definitely see a line right here. So the coverage is there, but it hasn't covered everything so completely that I look caked. So I quite like it, and it's a decent match to my neck. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of my face. I'm gonna do one more pump, as this was one pump over here. The brush seems to absorb a lot of the, like that serum-y kind of watery substance. So one pump on this side, one pump on this side. I think that will be more than enough. I will say this, I'm stuttering. This seems to blend out pretty easily, which is good. You know, I'm not really having to, spend a lot of time buffing it in. I tend to anyway, because I like a really melted in, skin-like look to my foundation. I want to make it as impossible as possible to tell that I'm wearing foundation, if that makes sense. So I tend to spend probably a little too much time, a little more time than necessary to really buff and really press it into my skin. Now it seems to be looking a little patchy on my nose, so that's something to keep an eye on. Let me see if I can fix that. Maybe it's the patting motion that's doing it. No, not really. So, there's how it looks. What do we think? It still does feel a little tacky. A few of the ladies that I watch review this on TikTok said that it does dry down to a natural finish. Probably after a few minutes, this will dry down nicely. I can still feel that it's quite tacky on my hands too, where I applied it to to mix the brush in. But here's how my face is looking. It's looking really good in the fine lines on my forehead. No settling yet. A little bit of settling under my eyes, right here in my eye folds. I'll just tap that out. See if that fixes the problem. Sometimes it does, and I don't have a problem for the rest of the day. Sometimes it's an ongoing issue. But we will see. Now my nose, I just got over a little bit of a sickness. So, that was like in my sinuses, so my nose has been all screwed up for the last couple weeks. So the fact that it's not sitting super well on my nose right now, not a big surprise. I don't know if you can see that. It does look a bit patchy here. There we go, you can really see it there. It's looking a little patchy here. Right there. You can see like dry bits. Not much we can do about it. I did thoroughly hydrate and moisturize before I started filming, so we'll see how this looks throughout the day. It is currently 10:42 a.m. I will be wearing this on my face all day. If anything interesting happens to my face throughout the day, good or bad, I will pop in and let you guys know. Otherwise, I will see you tonight. He howls at sirens. It's very funny most of the time, but not at 2 o'clock in the morning when you're trying to sleep. I love you. You wacko. Okie dokie. It's the end of the night. What time is it? It is 8:04, which means that this indeed has been on for roughly 10 hours. Here's a close look at what's going on. There's my forehead, cheek, and my nose. Looking a little patchy, especially on my schnoz. Right there. Let's give you a nice in focus close up. Yummy. So, you remember that stuff I said earlier in the video about how I usually prefer to use a sponge to really smush the foundation into my skin, but I was going to use a brush today because that's kind of what they recommend in the directions on the bottle. Yeah, changed my mind. So I'm curious to see if a sponge will help it adhere better to my face, because what I'm seeing is a lot of patchy separation. This is just from me rubbing my nose, but up here, all this fun stuff and all this that you see over here, it's like the foundation has separated and like the pigment is gathering in my pores. I don't know what's up with that. So many people said good things about this, so I want to try everything I can to make this work for me. So I'm going to wash this off for tonight, hydrate and moisture myself up, and then tomorrow I'm going to try it with a sponge, the way I normally like to apply my foundation, to really stick it to the skin. Tomorrow I have to work, so I'll wear it all day at work, and then when I come back, that'll be at least 8 hours, if not more, and I will let you know if it looks like this at the end of the day, because I've worn my fair share of foundations, and This has not happened to me in a while. The Revlon one did not do this. The Clio Kill Cover Foundwear Foundation did not do this. So I'm very curious why. This one seems to be doing this to me. I'm no scientist, but I feel like that this, in order for these droplets to remain like separated and suspended within this within the rest of the liquid, there needs to be some sort of oil and water or separation sort of barrier thing going on there. I don't know, something super sciencey. Because as you saw earlier in the video when I was spreading it out on my hand, the pigment seems to separate. Like, it stays separate. It doesn't mix in fully. It stays separate from the rest of the liquid, like the clear part that's in here. So I'm wondering if that has something to do with it. Anyway, gonna try it again tomorrow with my trusty pizza slice sponge, and we'll see if I get a better result. We'll see if I get a better wear out of this. If not, then this is, it is just not for me. I would like it to be. I would like it to be for me because it started off real good today. I got about 5 hours in and then it started doing this. I don't know, maybe it's because all of the moisture that was on my skin from the foundation absorbed because I have dry skin and it was just the pigment left, so it got patchy? I don't know. Like I said, not a cosmetologist, not a scientist. I know nothing. I'm just going off of ideas. Yeah, I'm gonna try it again tomorrow. And then at the end of the day tomorrow, I will come back with my final verdict. Stay tuned. For lack of a better classic. Oh. I have ketchup on my face. I just ate some, like, fancy corn dogs that I, bought from a Korean market. You put them in the air fryer for like 12 minutes and then bada bing, bada boom, you got Korean corn dogs. I didn't realize I still had, ketchup on my face. Anyway,